Hey everybody, my name is DeVry and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I woke up and weighed in at 273 pounds. This isn't the heaviest I've been, but something needs to change. But before I get into all that, let me tell you the story of how I got here. This is not a fitness channel. This is just a normal everyday dad trying to track his progress and change his body. If you're still watching, I just want to take you back to a story time of how we got here. So about 2 years ago, I was feeling real lightheaded, real dehydrated, real thirsty. I was waking up 5 times in the middle of the night to go pee, getting maybe 2 hours of sleep at most. I still found a way somehow to power through and get my children, drive them to daycare, pick them up later. But I just kept feeling drained. As most men do, when we push off the doctor, even though I knew I felt something was wrong, I just continued to power through. I chalked it up to maybe I have a UTI, XYZ, self-medicating. But I got a date for work. I knew I had a sporting event coming up because I work in sports television. I knew I had to travel soon. So at some point, I knew I had to go see the doctor. And so before I get into this story, I want to just backtrack a little bit. What made me, forced to go see the doctor was that my wife and I and the kids, we drove to Raleigh, North Carolina, which is like 2 hours. We drove up there to go to the state fair. On the way to the state fair, I must have took it's a 2-hour drive. I must have took 6 pee breaks. Well, she had to pull over on the road and had to go get out the car and pee on the side of the road. I knew something was funny then, but again, just powered through the day. Walking through, I'm feeling lightheaded, lethargic, still powering through. So we go back home. We headed after the fair. We go back home. I'm still doing the same pee breaks, but at some point I had to pee. I missed the cup, and I also missed where to clean up. So when I did that, I noticed that the spot I messed up, my wife was like, "Babe, why is your stuff sticking to the seat like that?" I thought at first she wasn't paying attention, but she was. And that's when I knew something's going on. I got to see what's up. So I check into the urgent care because, again, my sporting event is maybe 2-3 weeks away. So I go to urgent care. I tell them my symptoms. The nurse says, "Okay, well, let's check your blood sugar." She was asking me first, "Are you diabetic?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Let's check your blood sugar." She goes to get the glucose monitor, pricks my finger, does it, and I think it was EE or E15. It was an instant message. And she was like,
"Yeah, you're diabetic."
Just cold, just like that. And I was like, "Diabetic? How?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She was like,
"Let me explain your error code. This error code is not the machine malfunctioning. This is saying that your blood sugar is higher than the machine."
Mind you, the machine goes to 600. So I was past that. So I'm like, what? So they immediately tell me to go to the ER. I go to the ER. They check me in. They do the same thing. They draw my blood. It's over 900. I want to say it's 914 at that point. So had I not gone, anything could have happened to me if I went to that sporting event without checking in. So I could have probably tried to do a workout when I was on the road and might have passed out in the gym. Or I might have woke up that morning. I might have not been able to get out of my room. So again, I'm in the ER. They have to rush me from the ER and drive me to the intensive care near where I live. And I'm just strapped to the gurney, just hearing sirens going on. I'm just thinking, how did I get here? and just all kind of things going through your head. What's gonna happen? Is this it? Do I need to, tell my kids I love them? All kind of stuff's going through my head. So they checked me, and I think I was in the hospital 3 or 4 days. They finally get my blood sugar down to like the high twos, low threes, and I'm just in there researching stuff. Because if you know me, anybody knows me, I'm hard headed. So I'm just trying to figure out, how do I combat this thing? How do I beat this thing if possible? So I'm researching on what I should do. I'm walking around the hospital ward, just trying to figure out how to lower my blood sugar. And when I left the hospital, it still was in the high twos, and they had to put me on insulin. I think I had to take 100 units. And it took me, I want to say at least I want to say another week to get it in the 100s. And I purchased a treadmill. I started listening to information on the internet about walking after you eat, things to burn glucose after you've eaten food. I stopped eating carbs. I went carnivore. Again, just to bring it back full circle, I don't have the perfect workout. I'm not trying to sell you the perfect diet. I'm trying to figure out the best way to continue my lifespan under my control as best as I can. Again, you rarely see the grind. You rarely see people tell you, man, it's tough. This food stuff is kicking my behind. I don't feel like working out today. There's some YouTube channels, there's some videos out there, but you rarely see it. It's just a highlight. It's a quick boom, boom, boom. And what I'm trying to do is fill in the blanks. I don't know if this is going to be one video. I don't know if it's going to be 1,000. But I'm hoping I can transform myself into a better me. Because again, like I don't know if I haven't said this earlier, but this is my second attempt at doing this. My heaviest in my life, I was 313. I'm now 273, like I said earlier. I want to say when I was like 22, 23, I did Insanity, and I was 234, and I got all the way down to 190. And that was the best shape of my life. I had no issues with any blood work, none of that. Fast forward to now, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, all that stuff. And I'm just trying to, maybe this camera, or maybe you out there will keep me accountable at trying to change my life and change my body. Again, I don't know if this is going to be one video or 1,000, but I hope to see you next time.